Hi, my name is Alessandro Machi, and I am a product innovator. What I do really well is I'll watch something that's already been made or already exists. And I don't do it all the time, but from time to time I'll have an idea on how to make something better. Now, I'm the kind of person that nobody gives a chance to, in part because even though I've won a Los Angeles Emmy in the past, and I won all kinds of awards when I had my own editing studio. I took care of my parents for 10 years, and I kind of lost circulation with sort of an outside world to a large degree because I really took my job seriously. But I want to give you an example of my skills. This game just happened, November 9th, 2020. Patriots versus the Jets. There's 9 seconds left in the game, and I saw this instantly from when it happened. The Jets made a critical error and nobody noticed it. And it kind of blew my mind because hire me as a consultant. I'll remind you about this stuff, you know? Although now that I'm sharing it for everybody, you'll all see it. I'm going to show you the mistake they made to show you what I'm capable of when I just watch things. And that could be a product, it could be a sporting event. I come up with ideas. It's just what I do.
Not available. 2nd and 10. 8 seconds left. Newton. Down the middle. It is caught by Myers. And the timeout.
Okay, did you see the mistake? Okay, did you see the mistake? Did you notice it? I saw it almost instantly. I don't think anybody else did. The announcing crew didn't notice it. The announcing crew, I guess, would be the only ones we hear. But nobody noticed it on the field. I mean, nobody's going to notice it. I'm the only one who noticed this in the whole world. Okay? And I'm going to show it to you now. And by the way, if you agree or disagree, you can leave your comments in the comments section. I'm fine with that. I'm rewinding the play. And I'm going to ask you one question. As a matter of fact, answer in the comment section. By the way, excellent job calling timeout. I give kudos to that because they knew they were running out of time. The whole idea was to get close enough down the field so they could kick a field goal, okay? So this is like literally the final play. So they were at the 47 of their own. They needed to get to at least the 40, but they did much better jobs. They did a great job. Okay, so here he is. He's catching the ball, right? Now, funny thing happens when he catches the ball. He's on the ground, okay? So here's my question. The Patriots have a timeout, right? There's 3 seconds left. Why are you tackling the guy? Why did you touch him? Just let him sit on the ground and do little spinnies if he wants. Let him do summer, you know. These 3 guys should have just started dancing around him, laughing at him, because they're not going to touch him. Where's he going to go? He can't go for a touchdown. He can't lateral. He can't make it to the out of bounds. The clock's going to run out in regulation, and they're going to go to overtime. So this was not a masterful move. You can throw it to the middle of the field, but you got to be really careful because if the other team knows you can't get a touchdown, they don't have to tackle you right away. But they didn't have me around, Alessandro Machi, to advise them. So what did the Jets do? They tackled him, leaving 3 seconds on the field because he called the timeout right away. The other player did. But you can clearly see he's on the ground. He's not down until he's touched. There was no reason to touch him. The announcing crew didn't notice it. It won't get noticed on ESPN when they recap it. The news media won't notice it. I'm the first person and the only person who noticed this problem. Well, maybe I'll check Twitter after I make my video to see if anybody noticed it there. But this is how my mind works. My mind is really weird in the following way. I have terrible recall. Like if you show me anything and then have me turn around and ask what I can't remember. But my mind is also electric. I see things as they happen really well. So I got this one really good talent, and then I have this one really bad counter talent. So, but for product enhancements, I'm your guy. If you've got a product and you just want me to look at it, and maybe help improve it, I might be able to. And that doesn't mean I think I'm smarter than you guys or your team or whatever. It's just the way life works sometimes. You do 95% of the work, and then somebody comes along who just has that extra little vision, and they put the cherry on top. That's all. I mean, if I invented the cherry on top of something, I wouldn't take credit for whatever a cherry on top is put on. I would just know that was my little contribution. That's all. You know, no ego here. So everyone's glorifying this great last second pass, time management. I'm going to play the rest now, and you're going to see the Patriots won when this guy should have been left alone on the ground to just squirm around for 3 seconds. So the game would have gone in overtime. And it would have been hilarious. I mean, I don't think it's ever been done before where in time management at the end of a game where you get that last pass in and you're ready to call timeout, you're assuming the other team's going to tackle you, but there was no need to tackle him. All they had to do was circle him. If anything, keep moving away. Anytime he wanted to get you can't really tackle yourself as far as I know. So his only option would have been to try to get a touchdown or a lateral at that point. But this did not need to be. You didn't need to tackle the guys. The bottom line, the Jets lost this game. So now I would have had to been hooked in somebody high up on the Jets team and advised them a few seconds before. And by the way, what I'm saying right now is going to change strategy at the end of a football game. Other teams are going to be aware of time, how much time is left, and why are they in a hurry to touch this guy if he's on the ground. They're going to start thinking about this a little more often. Now, obviously, there's the danger the guy gets up and goes for a touchdown, but I don't think that was going to happen here. Too many players all over the place to do that. And his mind is on getting enough for a field goal. He's not really thinking about getting a touchdown. So I'm just going to play this out and watch the Patriots and what they do.
Middle, it is caught by Myers, and the timeout with 3 seconds left.
Jacoby Myers and Cam Newton continue to develop that relationship starting last week in Buffalo. It's continued here tonight.
There he is right here. You're going to have a safety go over the top, and he just finds the hole in the defense. Great recognition from Cam Newton, anticipating that throw and giving Nick Folk an opportunity to come in and win the game.
Looks like it's going to be a 51-yard field goal attempt. Folk hit a 51-yarder last season against Buffalo. He was questionable with a back injury for this one. And he is out there at a chance to give the Patriots a come-from-behind win. Jets have a timeout left if they want it. Folk on the way, and it is good.
Yep, it sure is. Anyway, I won a Los Angeles Emmy, as I think I said earlier, and I had my own editing studio for a long time. I gave it up to take care of my parents. Plus, I don't edit on a computer. Like I said, I have more of an electric mind. I can't look at a computer screen and see all these drop-down menus and edit. I can't do it. So I kind of gave up editing for that reason. I needed edit controllers and video machines in front of me and everything spatially lit out in front of me. And then I'm as good as anybody. Not just in the overall everything. Technical, color correction, audio management, all that. I did it all for over 10 years. And then I took care of my parents and kind of got out of circulation. But you just saw it right here. You just saw the crazy strategy. You've got to now literally to come up with a new strategy for under 10 seconds about where you can throw the ball, even if you have a timeout. Because the other team does not have to tackle you if you fall to the ground. And I know it's one more thing for football. By the way, I don't fault the football players. They got so many things on their mind that you got to keep cramming in more and more. I mean, they're athletes. They got to act instinctually at that moment. But I will say this. I instinctually saw the mistake. I mean, I didn't even hesitate. I had no intention of making a video tonight. I was just watching the game. And I have the 1 hour memory, so I am making a video. But anyway, tell me in the comments section, am I right? Why did the Jets touch the player when he was on the ground?
From 51 yards away, and that's how the Jets fall to 0-9. And the Patriots fight on for another day.
And I can't make another video because I just lost my 1 hour memory. So that's why I kicked back in. So there it is. Now they're all the smart guys. Bill Belichick's a genius. But that's the thing about genius too. Belichick looks like the genius, but really on the Jets side, they had a chance to innovate and go, you know what? Let's not touch the guy if he's on the ground so close with only 4 seconds left by the time he catches the ball. Let's just let him sit around on the ground. It would have been the most comical end to a regulation game ever. Have this guy on the ground waiting to be tackled and nobody's tackling him. It would have been pretty amazing. But instead, what we got is this allegedly exciting regulation game, which to me fell short because strategy wasn't used correctly. And that's the thing about sports that's amazing. It's not always brute force. There are always going to be moments where it's somebody just suddenly thinks of something. They innovate. And I really have a big belief in that. And sometimes the innovation comes from outside your group. And that's really my point, is that there's a lot of smart, Bill Belichick, he didn't do it. But the guys on the other side, on the Jets, they didn't think. Maybe even Belichick's never thought about it in reverse. Once you get down to a certain amount of time, why are you helping the other team stop the clock? If they have a timeout left, why do that? If it could mean that the clock runs out and the game regulation ends in a tie. So this now is going to go on. Hype's going to go on and on about what a great game it was. And it was exciting, but I consider it, if I can use the phrase, fake excitement, if you see a mistake was made that resulted in a win. And if the mistake hadn't been made, the game would have still been going on. And that's why I guess I end up doing commentary. Excuse me. Excuse me. And I think that's why I end up doing commentary from time to time, because I love entertainment. I love when I have the time to watch. But I like to see intelligent play. It's very important to me. And so there it was.